bonjour, dickheads. Welcome back to another episode of my new podcast. It's called Fuck the Wall, or FTW. It's episode 4. Today is, what day is it? It's Monday, the 25th of September. We are live on YouTube. It's 9 p.m. as I am live on YouTube every 9 p.m. for this podcast. If you're not watching it live, you can rewatch it whenever you want on YouTube or listen to it on your favorite podcasting app. And speaking of which, a special shout out to all 330 people that listened to the previous episode, just listening to it on a podcast app, and also the 8,000 who watched it on YouTube. I appreciate you being around, listening to my bullshit. If you're new to the podcast, then welcome. If you're wondering why it's called Fuck the Wall, go back and listen to episode 1. And if you're wondering what it is, it's basically me giving you the behind the scenes of being a comedian, an English comedian in France. And all that goes with it, we have fun with languages. Since it's live, you get to participate. And also, French people, if you need subtitles, the great thing about this is there are automatic subtitles. After a little while, after a couple of hours on YouTube, you get automatic subtitles. And you can even go in and then auto-translate the subtitles within YouTube. So you get 80% of what's going on, right? If I'm speaking normal, comprehensive English, which is fucking rare. Hi, welcome back to another live. It's Monday, 9 p.m. And before we get into it, upcoming shows for this week. I'm performing, or supposed to be performing, in Portugal at the end of this week on Friday and Saturday, in Faro on Friday, Lisbon on Saturday. The problem we have, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have nobody coming to the shows. I checked earlier on, and the current state of affairs for the shows this weekend are 29 people out of 300 coming in Faro. Oh, for fuck's sake. And 56 out of 376 in Lisbon, which is a fucking disgrace, if I'm honest. I don't know what's happened with Portugal, and there's no French people. I don't know what's happened. I've posted multiple times about it. I've talked about it on the podcast. My production team have put Facebook ads on. I don't know what's happening. No one. It's such an embarrassment because it's the worst country for ticket sales so far. In the double digits. We're not even to 100 yet, which is disgraceful. So I'm hoping they're still happening. If the local promoter decides to cancel, then he cancels. And that's unfortunate for those of you who are coming already to see the show. All 29 of you. Oh my God. So that's happening this week. And then what else did I have on? Oh, the French tour. If you live in France and you want to see me live in France, it starts again in a couple of weeks. On the 5th of October in Yvetot. I don't know where Yvetot is. It's somewhere in Normandy, somewhere near Rouen, or somewhere up there. I don't know where it is. But we're starting the tour again in Yvetot. We finished the tour in France in April, at the end of April. And then we're starting it again in October, November, December, all across France. Hey, I'm going everywhere. I've been probably most of the places. But in case you're wondering, you can go to my website, which is paultaylorcomedy.com/tickets. And with that, you get... go on, mate. I don't want to update my software. Not now. Fuck off, mate. So you can find all the list of upcoming shows on paultaylorcomedy.com/tickets. Faro, Lisbon, Yvetot, Geneva, Zurich, Madrid, Barcelona, Freiming-Merlebach, Luxembourg, Strasbourg, and the rest. I'm almost finished the tour, to be honest. Well, not almost, like 3/4. We've got Canada in there as well. But I'd say out of 104 shows that we're supposed to do, I've done about 72 or something like that. So yeah, we're almost, we're in the home stretch. It's the home stretch. And if you've missed, then, if you missed the show, then I'm sorry. You won't be able to see it ever again. Well, you will when it gets recorded and we put it online. So those are the upcoming shows. We've got, I wanted to the whole point of this podcast is like to debrief the shows that I've done before and have fun in general. But before we talk about the show, this week was intense, right? I was in 4 different countries on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We did Amsterdam, then Vienna, then Budapest, then Berlin, and it was intense. I'm fucking tired, and I'm dead. So I'll talk about those in a little bit. But before we talk about that, some news. There's always something going on in the news that I like to talk about or get angry about, have a little tantrum, whatever it is. And this time it's my old friends Apple. Oh yes, Apple released a new iPhone 15 and 15 Pro on Friday. The new ones were released. I ordered them. I ordered a 15 Pro Max, the lowest capacity, and then immediately cancelled the order. And I'm sticking with my 13 Pro from 2 years ago, which I'm just going to get a new battery for. It's going to cost 10 times less. But Apple France were in the news. Let me hold on, shut up. Let me, I don't want to spoil it. I've got to get, right, basically, right, Apple France were in the news because the French employees went on strike. Of course they did. We're in fucking France. They went on strike on Friday, the launch day of the new iPhones. And one of the videos that was circulating was from an employee who is part of like the union at Apple. Now, before I go into the video, first of all, I need to make my position clear that I support fucking unions and employees standing up to the giants of technology and their bosses and trying to fucking get their rights. That I totally support. The way in which this was done, totally the wrong way. So I don't know if anyone saw this video, but let me play for it. Let me play it for you right now on the wonderful TikTok. And, well... Here we go. Let me just make sure all the sound is proper. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the video that I came across on social media. Ready?
En 2010, l'iPhone 4, il coûtait 629 €. C'était à peu près un tiers de notre salaire de vendeur en Apple Store. Aujourd'hui, un iPhone 15 Pro Max 1 Tera, c'est l'équivalent d'un salaire complet pour un employé. Aujourd'hui...
Right. Hold on. First of all, if you're not speaking French, basically he starts off, I mean, the video starts off, I'm sure it's been edited, but it starts off by saying, hey, back in 2010, the iPhone 4 was 629 €, which was a third of an Apple Store employee salary as a salesperson in the store, also known as specialists, right? And now the iPhone Pro Max 1 terabyte, fucking 15, whatever it is now a full salary, which... Starting off, it annoys me that he's using that as a comparison. It's like, mate, how are you comparing an iPhone 4 from 10 years ago to an iPhone 15 Pro Max 1 terabyte? I mean, they're not comparable. It's just incomparable. It annoyed me. As soon as I saw this, I'm like, oh, come on. You want to get paid more money. I want you to get paid more money because I used to work at Apple and I know what it's like. But this is not the way to go about it on fucking French news, BFM Business. I mean, BFM TV. They're like one of the major news corporations in France. And you're going on and basically saying, hey, you know what? 13 years ago, the phone was 629 €. And 13 years later, a phone which is completely uncomparable to that, which is not even just the 15, it's the 15 Pro Max 1 terabyte. They're just not the same. It's like comparing a Renault Twingo from fucking 2010 to now an Alpine, which is the Renault like luxury car thing. They're uncomparable. Also, what drives me nuts is just like people who are like, oh, it's fucking 1,900 euros for a phone. It's not just a phone. Jesus Christ. I wish people would stop saying it's just a phone. I agree. It's still expensive. But this thing is like a computer. It's more than a phone. How often do you use the phone application on your smartphone, whether it's a Samsung, whether it's an Apple, whether it's a Google, how often are you actually picking up the phone and calling anyone? Fucking never, right? So it's kind of, I've heard a comedian before say, mate, calling the iPhone like a €1,500 phone is like saying, oh, I paid 80,000 euros for a cup holder when you're buying a Porsche, because in the car, I mean, the cup holder is one part of the car. Do you know what I mean? Like the main use of this is not to phone people. The main use for this, for most people, is the internet, emails, Google Maps. You're getting around places. It replaces your camera now. It does. So anyway, he annoyed me from the start by comparing a phone from 10 years ago to a phone now. It doesn't work. Anyway, let's hear the rest of it.
On en arrive là et c'est pas avec gaieté de cœur qu'on lance un mouvement de grève dans l'entreprise la plus riche du monde. On a demandé des augmentations de salaire décentes pour pouvoir avoir un niveau de vie décent. Et la réponse de la direction, ça a été on s'arrêtera sur 4,5%, ce qui ne nous convient pas, ce qui est moins que l'année dernière, ce qui est moins que l'inflation aujourd'hui. Et malgré les bonnes augmentations, aujourd'hui on a encore des collègues qui terminent le mois dans le rouge. Et ça, c'est inadmissible pour l'entreprise la plus riche du monde. On a envoyé.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with it. They want an augmentation. How do you even say that in English? An augmentation. You want an increase. They want an increase of like 7% salary. Apple have said no. We're doing 4.5 apparently, and basically he's saying that they've got current employees that are now that don't have a good enough way of life. Is that a word? Quality of life, and and that sometimes end the month. Like every company, basically. This isn't different to this isn't Apple specific. Everyone who hands up, who is underpaid by the people that are paying them? Oh, everyone. But I get it. It's the most expensive or the richest company in the world, and so they should be paying their employees more. I just don't think this is the way of going about it. Like, you got to find another analogy to be able to really push the thing, because I mean, yeah, it's good. You need to go out on the street. And good on you. Fucking close that shop down on the day that the iPhone launches. But don't be complaining that you can't afford the fucking 15 Pro Max 1 terabyte. It's like people saying, oh, those people that work at Ferrari, yeah, they can't actually buy themselves a Ferrari. You're like, well, yeah. Also, why is this related to the phone? Why isn't everything has gone up in price, right? The Macs have gone up in price. Everything's gone up in price, but it's the phone thing that annoys me, of like, oh, now it's a full, and he's also given away the full-time employee, or the what do you call it? The monthly wage of an employee, which apparently is 1,979 euros, which is above the minimum salary, right? Which also negates the thing of like, well, you also get a 27% discount at Apple on all of the hardware once a year. So you could buy a new phone every year at 27% less than the actual price. Plus you get an extra couple of €100 off every like 3 years. So like, I don't know. It just, the argument feels wrong to me. Anyway, let's finish it off so we're not giving him too much shit. Oh, come on.
Des revendications avec l'intersyndicale et on leur a demandé une augmentation de 7%, le dégel des recrutements, un alignement des avantages entre tout ce qui est corporate et les magasins. Et ils nous ont répondu qu'on était déjà très bien lotis, que tout était super, que eux ils étaient super, que ce qu'ils donnaient était déjà bien. Contrairement à ce que vivent les employés, c'est un déni, c'est faire la sourde oreille. Mais c'était intéressant d'avoir leur point de vue nombriliste et hors sol complètement.
Yeah, so basically complaining, not complaining, but saying that, Apple have said that actually the benefits you get as an employee are already good, that we're paying you enough, that all this kind of stuff, which is typical big boss bullshit behavior, right? But having worked at Apple in France and worked at Apple in Canada and in the UK and in Australia, I can tell you that French employees get way better advantages and benefits than any of the other employees across the world. But because, and the reason that is because France is an amazing country. It's an amazing social country where you contribute a lot of money of your taxes and stuff, but you get a lot in return. Like half of your money off of the transport that you take to get to work. You get half like of your meal vouchers. Oh, it's unbelievable. But yeah, it was just, that was circulating. He got insulted quite a lot on social media. It's just because it was going about it the wrong way. Anyway, iPhone 15 came out, iPhone 15 Pro came out. I was going to buy it. I decided not to. I might still buy it. I don't know. But for right now, I'm sticking with my trusty old 13 Pro. Apple are back in the news. I love it. Anyway, I would love to. What are you thinking? I want to hear what you're talking about. Amélie Bord, okay, oui, le prix est indécent, sérieux. It isn't fucking, it's a computer. It's a computer that's this size. Amélie, your laptop, how much does your laptop cost? It costs at least a couple of €1,000, right? If you're wanting to do the same stuff that's on it. Your whole life is on this thing, right? So for me, it doesn't matter if it's a Samsung or an Apple. They're all about the €1,000 mark and a bit more, depending on how much. The price is ridiculous, but fucking like it's technology. Do you know what I mean? This camera setup, this camera and this lens is like €4,000. That's €4,000. That seems to me more of a ripoff than €1,000 for this. Because the only thing it can do is take photos or videos. This can take photos and videos almost as good as this, plus all of the rest of my life. Right? Let me have a look, actually. Because it's one of those things that drives me nuts. What are the apps that right, let me share my screen again. Let me see what apps I've used recently. Right, so TikTok, social media, it's not a phone, right? Internet, I've got my website up. I'm browsing the internet, Instagram, social media, messages. Okay, that is the phone, right? The phone is part of that, right? Then I've got photos, not part of a phone. I'm running my podcast from my phone. I've got my emails. I've got news. It's a fucking newspaper. I'm controlling the lights in my house. I've got Google Maps. It's a GPS. I've got Patreon. I'm running a Patreon Legends. I'm buying stuff off the Apple Store. I'm watching YouTube. I've got WhatsApp. That's a phone thing again. How far do I have to go back before I actually find the phone application? There it is. The phone application. Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? Like, how... So for me, they're not too expensive for the amount of money that you're using. Anyway, it was less expensive for a high-end phone back then than now for a low-end phone. Yeah, because did you see the iPhone 4? If I got an iPhone 4 now and I put it next to the iPhone 15, it's €300 difference, right? And it makes sense for what the 4 could do and what the 15 can do now. It's just the way it is. I agree. If you were to buy an iPhone 4 equivalent now, I'd be like, yeah, okay, why are we paying like €900 for that? Anyway. All right. I'm done with Apple. Jesus Christ. Did you have to call the bank? Related to previous weeks. Tantrums about calling the bank. Oh, God. No, I didn't have to call the bank. My wife did, though. Cheers, everyone, by the way. I'm drinking... I found another beer that I don't mind the taste of that's non-alcoholic. It is 1664 Blanc, so the white version. Bière blanche. How do we say bière blanche in English? I don't know how we say bière blanche. We say a weiße Bier. I don't know. It's a bière blanche. Anyway. And because the bière blanche already has a taste to it, it tastes all right. Aux notes d'agrumes. It's got citrus notes to it. Yeah, it tastes better than like the basic 16. The normal 1664 tastes like shit non-alcoholic. This one's all right. Cheers, everyone. Santé. People are saying lager. No, it's not a lager. It's not a pale ale. It's not draft either, says Berrios. Gary, it is. It's like a wheat beer. A white beer? A wheat beer? I don't know. Clément says white beer, obviously. Well, he said white bear. Jenny Richards, my partner, had an iPhone 4 until very recently. He upgraded to an iPhone 5. That's the way you could do it. Anyway. Keith McMillan says a wheat beer. Maybe it is a wheat beer. I don't know. On Weissbier, I think in Germany it's called a Weissbier. Weissbier. I tell you what, Germany. So 4 shows last week. It killed me, right? Last week I was the most tired and dead I've ever been in a long time. I basically spent most of the week in a hotel room sleeping as much as I could. So we did the live last week on Monday. The Tuesday, we go to Amsterdam. The show's on Tuesday night. But as soon as we get into Amsterdam, what happens? Do I just go to, I just went to the hotel and tried to sleep. My manager, Adam, and my light and sound guy, Manu, they went into Amsterdam and had a bit of a visit. And I just stayed at the hotel. We went to the show in the evening. The show was great. Amsterdam, what a room. The place is called Boom Chicago. It is a comedy club that is unbelievable in Amsterdam. I had an opening act who's a local guy called Zuva Martens, and he was great. And it was such a good show. It went really well. The stage was amazing. The crowd were really up for it. Just had a great time. And then Adam and Manu flew back home the next day on the Wednesday. I stayed in Amsterdam for an extra day because I couldn't come back home again. I tried it the week before we did Edinburgh, Glasgow, day off, Cork, Dublin. And in between that, I came home for less than 24 hours and then flew back, and it killed me. It's too much. It's too much traveling. And so I decided to stay an extra day in Amsterdam. It cost me 400 euros extra to stay there, the night and the flight that I had to change. But I did get to spend a few hours with some of my best friends in Amsterdam who are old Apple. They all work at Apple still, but they're colleagues of ex-colleagues of mine, and just amazing. Two Italians and a South African, and they're amazing. Valentina, Sean, and Alessandra. It was so cool to catch up and have lunch. So I had like brunch with them, and then I went back to the hotel and did nothing for the entire day and just watched like YouTube. And then the next day we went to Vienna. Oh, Vienna! Vienna, you guys did a great job, internet, of getting people to come to Vienna. Mylène says, on a passé une super soirée à Amsterdam. Merci mille fois pour ce moment. Oh, thank you for coming to the show, Mylène. You guys were fucking great. It was so good. Vienna, on the other hand, wasn't as good, but it was much better than I thought it was going to be, because last week I was shitting myself, much like I am for this week in Portugal, that no one was coming to the show. No one was coming in Vienna. I did a couple of videos. I asked people to share the stuff. And in the end, we had about a half full room. So out of about 200 and something, we had 100 and something. Do I have the exact figures? Do I have the exact figures? No, I don't. But the show went well. It was good. The audience were up for it. They were a good laugh. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. I was really sort of, at least we had a good lunch as well. We had a Wiener Schnitzel, because we're in fucking Vienna. Of course we did. So we went to a decent restaurant for lunch, and I went straight to the hotel, back to sleep, and then got up for the show. So the show was great. The show was fun. But then we had dinner afterwards with like the guy who was organizing it. And some other dude came and joined the table, and he was a bit annoying. I don't know who he was. He's like another organizer for another comedy festival, whatever. And it was just like, he just didn't stop talking. And I was like, all right, cool. I wish I could just go home and die right now. So the after show in Vienna wasn't amazing. We just had lunch. We had dinner and then went straight home to the hotel, because the next day we were getting a train from Vienna to Budapest. And that was a fucking nightmare. Oh, welcome to 1940s trains. It was like, the train was shocking. I mean, first of all, it was like free seating. Well, it was half free seating, half like seated. So we sat at a table of 4. And then about an hour later, because it's like a 2.5 hour train or something, an hour later, the guys came, and some people that didn't speak English and whatever, they were just like, these are our seats. And we looked at their tickets, and yeah, they were their seats. I'm like, how have we not booked a place? Who hasn't done their job properly and fucking booked the seats that we can sit in for the entire train? So we had to get up, and then we moved to another a bunch of tables. In the meantime, Manu, my light and sound guy, he went to the bar to go get some coffees. And he was gone for like a good 15, 20 minutes. And in the meantime, we had stopped again. There was another, and loads of people got on. And he couldn't get back through the carriage, because the way the carriage is, our carriage was like normal seating where there's seats on both sides with a corridor in the middle. And to get to the bar bit, all the carriages are like in little booths and the corridor is down the right-hand side. So you have to, and it's like bodies everywhere. I mean, they're all alive bodies, but they're not, you know, they're not dead bodies. It's just people like sitting on their suitcases because there's no reserved seats. They're all stood up, blocking it was a nightmare. So I ended up going to the bar to find him, found him. There was loads of seats in the bar and there was like a bachelorette party in there as well. So there was like 15 girls getting completely drunk. And there was a couple of like older people, and the bar is like a real bar with a real restaurant where they're actually cooking like real food. It was like being back in the 1950s and the videos that you see of trains from over there. So anyway, I managed to sit down at the bar, and with Manu, we were like, right, next stop, let's go and get Adam. We'll tell Adam to jump out onto the platform and run down the platform to join us because there's no way he's going to get through all of that with all of the bags because I'd left my bag and my suitcase. There was Adam's bag and suitcase and Manu. So as soon as the train stopped, I'm like, go, go, go. And we managed to make it, but the train took forever. And Budapest, honestly, the show in Budapest wasn't that great. For me, it didn't go that well. It was in the l'Institut Français in Budapest, and the room just wasn't adapted for comedy. It was basically like an auditorium where I've done shows before in auditoriums, like these spaces where you have like conferences and other stuff going on. You weren't allowed drinks in. I mean, it wasn't fit for a comedy show. The atmosphere was shit, but the room like was pretty full. Like it was almost sold out. The people were cool because I spoke to them afterwards. But yeah, the room. I mean, everything went wrong. Like my music comes on, I go on stage, and the music's still playing as I'm going on stage. I'm like, "Good evening, Budapest. What's up?" The music's still going. I'm like, "Turn the fucking music off." And it was my light and sound guy, Manu, who had because the system wasn't in one, I don't know, some technical shit that I don't know, which is why he's on tour with me. But he couldn't turn off the music. Then like 10 minutes into the show, I'm speaking and the microphone, like the wire falls out of the microphone. So halfway through, like no one can hear me. I'm like, oh, great. Well, we can see what budget the French Institute have got, can't we? And then like an hour late, 2 people arrive through the side door. A woman who like runs up the stairs to sit down. And then another guy, I'm like, go on then, fucking follow her. Go up the stairs. And he was like the slowest walker up the stairs. I'm like, take your fucking time. What is happening in Budapest? So I didn't enjoy the show in Budapest. I enjoyed afterwards though. We had dinner in the French restaurant that's the bistro, Le Troquet. If you're ever in Budapest, go to Le Troquet. It's like a French bistro with great French food. So we had some dinner there with the owner. And then a couple of us went to a bar afterwards, like an outdoor beer garden situation until like 2 a.m. So it was super fun. So the after show in Budapest was better. And then the next day, we flew to Berlin. Und Berlin's the Germans. Again, same thing. Landed in Berlin, went straight to the hotel and slept until it was time to do the show. So I saw none of Berlin, none of Budapest, none of Vienna. Because that's what tour life is like, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone thinks it's glamorous. Wow, you get to go on tour. Look at all these Instagram posts. Oh, I'm in Berlin, Budapest, Vienna. I could have just been in Paris, to be honest. I was just in a hotel room the entire time. But Berlin, the show was unbelievable. It was one of the best shows of the year. The venue was incredible. I actually took a video of the venue because it felt like the most Berlin place ever. And it was. I didn't send it to myself, did I? What a bell end! I'll send it to myself and pop it on the screen. But it was very artsy, very concrete, orientated. The lights were amazing. The welcome was unbelievable. Emma from the Anomaly Art Club was such a nice welcome. Pizzas, beers in the. It was such a great show. Berlin. The audience was amazing. They were well up for it. I had a great time. In Berlin, let me get this video up, and you'll see what I mean by it being the most Berlin venue that I'm ever talking about. Those of you just listening on podcast apps, well, for this bit, just go and watch my it's a YouTube channel. Here we go. Let me turn the music down a little bit. There you go. So you walk through. This is like the welcome area, and on the left is Andy Warhol. These are real test paintings of his. They're actually him who made those. They're not paintings. I don't know what you call them, but they're real things. You walk through, the atmosphere is amazing. The sound was amazing. And then you walk through like this little oval shaped door. The seating is really uncomfortable because it's just little stools, as you can see. There's a bar at the back. And the fact that it's uncomfortable means that people are up for a laugh. Oh, it was so good. Shout out to Irene, who's in the picture there. And then there's Manu in the back doing the lights and sound. It was such a good show. Had a lot of fun in Berlin. Top five, I think, for sure. Top five. Adam Crosby. Inserts a German accent. The check-in guy at the hotel was amazing. He's like, we just need the signature, yeah? Oh, God. Yeah, Berlin, thank you for coming to the show. All of you. Budapest, thank you. Vienna, thank you. Amsterdam, thank you. It was all great. Do you plan to come to Lyon? Yes, I'm coming to Lyon. I don't know when. Check on my website. It's probably in November, I think, at Le Bourse du Travail. La Bourse du Travail? Le Bourse du Travail. La Bourse du Travail. It's the 21st of November at Bourse du Travail. There you go. Martin, for us, the show in Budapest was amazing. Thank you. Martin, thank you. You guys were great. The people there were great. Just the atmosphere in the room was not. Unfortunately, it's one of those like amphitheater. It's not good for. It isn't good for the comedy. Les bourses du travail. Yeah, because doesn't bourse mean bollocks? Do you know what I mean? Ollie P, have you booked Rimouski in Canada? I've not heard back from the people of Rimouski in Canada. Rimouski. But Vancouver and the rest of Canada we are doing in November. Yeah, what else? People smoking cigarettes, reading newspapers too. You know what? Weirdly enough, I was like, are you allowed to smoke indoors in Germany? And I think there's some sort of rules in Germany where you can, it's less strict than England and France. It's more or less strict. Good English, Paul. Well fucking done. Jenny Richards, a hen party. I'm not losing my English. It's a bachelorette party for everyone else in the world. I get it's a hen party for the UK lot. Jenny, I'm not forgetting my roots. I'm just being more accessible to English speakers across the world. Show in Vienna was unforgettable. Thanks, Xavier Thibault. Thanks for saying hi afterwards as well. Oh, it was super fun. Thanks for coming with the whole family as well. It was fun. Vienna was fun. Way more fun than I thought it was going to be. The show, the rest of it, I don't know. Vienna might be a nice place. I've heard, honestly. I mean, we were miles away from the center of town. The hotel was miles away, and the venue was miles away. But we drove kind of through it, and I was like, all right. Everyone talks a lot of good stuff about Vienna, and I was like, it feels like another European city. But it's because I didn't see it. Do you know what I mean? George of the Jungle, I bought a ticket for Vancouver. Come on. Vancouver, le tabarnak. Bendy, what about Saint-Etienne? I can't stand going to Lyon. I can't stand going to Saint-Etienne. We tried doing a show there one time, many years ago, and it was a total failure. The room was like 1/3 full, 1/4 full. It was horrible. There were at least more than 100 people though, but it didn't go very well for me. So we were like, okay, we tried Saint-Etienne. No one's excited about me coming to that, apart from you, my friend. Lex Zimet, how many tickets were sold for the show in Mondorf? We've got like 600 people coming to the show in Luxembourg, in Mondorf-les-Bains. But we can have some more people, so you can have it, mate. You can have way more. So yeah, those were the shows this week. They went pretty well. Very excited, but it was too much. I died. It was just, it was not fun this week for me. So now I know my limit. It's 2 weeks of intense touring, because that was 3 weeks of 5 or 4 days a week. It was 5, 5, and 4. Week 1 was Manchester, Liverpool, Cambridge, Brighton, London. 2 days off. Well, if you count the podcast, no days off. Then it was, what do we have afterwards? Fucking Edinburgh, Glasgow, Cork, Dublin, and Paris in 1 week. Then this week or last week, it was Amsterdam, Budapest, Vienna, and Berlin. It's just too much. Too much. By the end of the second week, I was like, woohoo, woohoo. Oh, knackered. Now I'm dead. Speaking of Ireland, let's have an Irish insult. I forgot to read one of the Irish insults. Here we go. Thank you, Ben, for the book, by the way. Right. He's so boring. I'm trying to do it I've got to do it is it Irish? I'll do it in my mum's Northern Irish accent. Fucking bastard. So he's so boring and he can't even entertain an idea. He's so boring he can't even entertain an idea, which they've translated as he's a dry shite to be avoided socially at all costs. He's a dry shite, so he is. He couldn't entertain an idea. Okay, yeah, that's good. Good work. Good fucking work. Uh-oh. My chair's not working anymore. So what else is going on? Oh, I tell you what's going on. You've sent me some terrible translations. Terrible translations through Instagram and other social media, which I thought, let's have a look. Let's see. The terrible translations is quickly becoming my favorite part, where we go through translations that you found in the street or wherever, whether it's a photo, a video, just the written thing, and you share them with me, and we go over them. Terrible translations. There were quite a few this week, so let's have a look through some of them. Right, this first couple are from Kristen Kim, who's in the chat. Kristen Kim, who's one of the legends on Patreon. Right, let's have a look at some of these. So, in French, it says toilette temporairement fermée pour cause de travaux. Veuillez nous en excuser. And the English that sounds all right French to me. And the French translation is toilet temporarily closed because of works. Want, excuse us. What the fuck? Hold on. Toilets temporarily closed because of works. That makes sense. Want, excuse us. Veuillez nous en excuser. Okay, so veuillez nous en excuser is please, I mean, it's like, thanks for your comprehension. Like, please excuse us. I mean, want excused us. It's not even in the right tense. Want is veuillez. Okay, so veuillez, want, this doesn't even make sense. Want, hold on. Veuillez nous en excuser. It's like, please excuse us for the thing that we've just mentioned. That's what the en is. Veuillez nous en excuser. Le en is the bit above. Veuillez nous excuser just means please. I was in a film called Veuillez nous excuser pour la gêne occasionnée that came out this summer, a French film, which is a classic phrase that the RATP or the SNCF say. Veuillez nous excuser pour la gêne occasionnée. Want excused us. Nous en excuser. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where the want comes from. Fucking Google Translations. This was another one that she sent across. This was on the front of a place in France. I took both of these photos myself. And this one says fish and chips. Fish and chips. Oh, yes! Because French people pronounce it chips. Un chips, une chips, fish and chips. Fish and chips, it's chips. The noise is a ch. It's not a sh. It's a ch. Chips, which is why it's ch. And the word ships is written ships. Fish and chips. Oh, that's a different type of fishing right there. You get to go on the ship and fish and eat it while you're on the ship. Fish and chips. Oh, she's written at the bottom, fish so fresh it's still on the boat. 13 euros. That's a fucking bargain for some fish and chips. When you go out on the ship and you get your fish. Ah, Kristen, thank you so much for sending that along. What's the next one that we've got here? I haven't read any of these, so I'm just going live. This is from Audrey. Alors, attention, ni bras ni jambes à l'extérieur du petit train. Right? Safety measures. All legs and arms cut off by accident will be served for barbecue tonight. Oh shit! No, that can't be real. That's got to be. No, that doesn't look. It doesn't look photoshopped if you zoom in. She couldn't find where this is from. I tell you what, that's hilarious. Safety measures. That's for all the English people. I bet you what this is Le Petit Train in Montmartre. You know, the little tourist train in Montmartre? There's a little train. It's got to be a little train somewhere where all the tourists, all the fucking English tourists are just like, hey, all right, Dave, hey, we're in Paris, mate, fucking, hey. And just sticking their arms and legs out of the train. So they've decided to make it funny in English. All legs and arms cut off by accident will be served for barbecue tonight. That's too good. I love it. Good work, Audrey. Audrey. This is one from a friend. So Amber Minogue and Luke Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, who you may know from Luke's English podcast. Luke is a comedian podcast host, and Amber is also a comedian podcast host. She sent both of us a message the other day where she dropped off her daughter at the fucking after school situation, not at school, but like after school. Le centre de loisirs is what we call it in French, after school. So here's a text message. She goes, dropped the name of her child off at Centre. Really nice guy at the accueil, at the entrance, wearing a t-shirt that says, shit happen. I don't mind the swearing, but the grammar. Oh, it was perfect. It was so good. Shit happen. Shit happen, quoi. Shit happen. French people still haven't figured out that you conjugate the third person. So if shit has happened it just happens, it's with an S. Shit happens. You can't shit happen. Shit happen, quoi. Thanks, Amber. Oh, I did see this one. This next one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no spoiler alert, but this is the best one of the lot. Right. So, you know, sometimes people want to do like fun tattoos in another language. Right. Well, here's a tattoo in French that, unfortunately for this person, is going to be with them for the rest of their life. What fucking idiots. It serves them right. Here is, let me bring up the screen, and then I will simmer it down. This one's from Romy. Here's a terrible translation for your podcast. Here's the tattoo, ladies and gentlemen, and it says on the person's arm, peu importe ce que. Peu importe ce que. It doesn't even make any sense in anything. Now, what Romy has said is it might be, I'm assuming that they were aiming for no matter what. No matter what. Peu importe is no matter, and then what is ce que. It goes back to that, like, do you remember that phrase that was going around during lockdown, which was, qu'est-ce que ce que, whatever it is. It's like, whatever, I can't even remember what that long phrase is, but let me find it out. I need to Google it now because I want to find out that phrase. Qu'est-ce que... Qu'est-ce que... long phrase. I don't know. I don't know what I'm typing into Google. Qu'est-ce que... It's... Qu'est-ce que... No, c'est qu'est-ce que... Oh, what was that? Qu'est-ce que... Translation. Somebody's going to find it. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? That's what it is. Misha Luna, I think it is. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? What is the what that is the what? Something. It's just. Peu importe ce que. Oh, come on! How is somebody not? And so I went onto their Instagram page. This is Christine Taylor tattoo, not related to me, and has got a bunch of other tattoos. I mean, I wanted to write in and be like, by the way, this person's tattoo is grammatically incorrect. Oh, it's horrific. The same person sent me a second translation, which is a translation of "Let the good times roll." I've seen this before on a bunch of websites. Laissez les bons temps rouler. It sounds very Québécois. Hey, laissez les bons temps rouler, le calice. Classic. Oh, thank you for that one. Oh, there's two that are related, but one of them is mine, one of them is not mine. So this was from Joris Meunier. Thank you. And now, this is on the the reverse of a yogurt pot on a yogurt, French yogurt, which says, "Say oui to every beat." No, it's got to be an English yogurt pot, surely. Adam Crosby, you'll like that one, won't you? Say oui to every bite. Okay, so it must be like a French brand of yogurt in the UK that are like, I'll tell you what we'll do. And they've put a hashtag, say oui, as well. Say oui to every bite. Now, obviously, all of you know that the word bite in English, when you spell it, is B-I-T-E, which in French means willy, zizi, penis, dick. So this is saying yes to every dick. Hey, Adam Crosby, sors de ce corps. Say oui to every beat. Oh, come on, this is amazing. Who in the marketing department had not thought of that? Now, I've got a similar one, which we took in. Adam Crosby was with me when I took this photo. It was at the airport in Glasgow Airport, you bastard. There was a Krispy Kreme stand. Krispy Kreme. Doesn't that sound better in Scottish? Krispy Kreme. Do you want a fucking Krispy Kreme? My Scottish accent's gone to shit. It ain't, pal. You want a Krispy Kreme? Right. It's very related to this. Let me... So Krispy Kreme donuts up here. And on the right-hand side, we've got grab a box of bita. Grab a box of bites. Which, you know, in French, grab a box of dicks. Great till the last dick. $5.95. And then it says only 48 calories per dick. 48 calories per bita. It's too funny. If you speak both languages, it will never not be funny when you have the word on a shop saying bite size and you're like, beat size? Oh, it's hilarious. Fucking child, as my mum would say, innuendo. I don't like the innuendos. Oh, Jesus. Do we have any more? Did anyone send me any more? I think we've got a couple more, ladies and gentlemen, for the road. Oh, did I take this in a lift? Why did I take this picture of a lift? Went out of... Oh. Okay, this was a bad translation in a lift that I found. Did I find this one? I feel like this is one of mine as well that I found while on tour. Yes, it is. It's in Amsterdam, which is ironic because Amsterdam are well known for speaking good English. So here we go. In the elevator at the Ibis in Amsterdam, says, when out of order or imprisonment, push on the alarm button for 5 seconds. You will be connected with the service office. When out of order or imprisonment. I mean, they've used that word wrong. I don't know what the Dutch word would be, but surely, well, I mean, I'm sure what they're trying to say is if you're stuck, when the lift is out of order or stuck, then push the alarm button for 5 seconds. When out of order or imprisonment, you push the alarm for 5 seconds. Bang in a blitz. What was it? A cookie and a pancake? I don't know what it was. Fat bastard. No, it wasn't. Austin Powers, gold member. Bong and a blitz. Smoking a pancake. When out of order or imprisonment. So I found two. Right. I had a couple more in there. Let's have a look at this one. This one looks like it's from Greek. It's from Magali. 2012 in Milos for our honeymoon. We couldn't stop laughing. Okay, here we go. Here's what it says. So on the menu, she's underlined one of them. So it's a kleftiko pork in casserole with cheese and aborigines. Oh, Jesus. Cheese and aborigines. Oh, aubergines. Yeah, okay, it should be aubergines. Oh my God, that is horrific. With potato, rice, and spaghetti. What? Okay. I can't read Greek. I should call my Greek mate. Oh, that is horrific. Okay, I think I've got one more, and this is a pet peeve of mine. This one's from Raquel Regal, legend on Patreon as well. This is a place in Paris. in the second arrondissement at Boulevard des Italiens. Let me slow zoom out of this so you see the title. The name of this fucking restaurant, ladies and gentlemen, is Sloopy Joe. Sloopy Joe. I give up. The actual thing it should be called is Sloppy Joe. Now, what is a Sloppy Joe? That is a great question that I'm also going to Google right now. I think it's a type of sandwich or something, or a hot dog, or no, it's a sandwich. Okay, here we go. It is a sandwich for those of you watching. Then if I just share my screen, there you go. That is a Sloppy Joe. It is an American sandwich, and yeah, this is not a Sloopy Joe. But you know what, French people, the people that have created this place are like, ouais, tu sais, y a un truc trop cool aux États-Unis, ça s'appelle un Sloopy Joe. Un Sloopy Joe, quoi. The French often mistake two O's with two of the other letter. I'm trying to have some other examples now, and I don't. But often it's the double O that they pronounce as or I tell you one, a hoodie. No, it's not hoodie. What is it? Un hoodie, what's the other one? There's another one. Sloppy, sloopy. There's another one with the double O's. What's the other one with the double O's that French people can't get right? And they pronounce it it's such an easy one as well. They say it all the time. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. And I can't remember it. A zoo, yeah, a zoo is one of those. Yeah, of course, a zoo, because it's a zoo. Thanks. It's not happy. It's pool. No, it's not pool. Yeah, it's smoothie. No, they say smoothie. That's just a th. It's more this. It could be Raquel. It could be the sweater, un sweat, but that's like an ea instead of a ee. A boob, no. Footing, no, it's not that. I can't remember what it is. Lose, c'est la lose. No, because that's still pronounced properly with O-O. Un loser is still pronounced, yeah. There's another one, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there might be one more. Is there one more? No, that's it. So, listen, keep them coming. These terrible translations on Instagram is the best place. But just remember to send me the photo, because quite a lot of you have sent me a message and then not attached the photo to the message. So I've had to ask for them back a couple of times. Terrible translations. Just hit me up on Facebook if you want. Send me on Messenger on Facebook, Twitter as well, or X. Oh God. Anyway, Facebook. No, that's still football. No, it's the bad pullover. No, I don't know. I'm not going to find it now. I am not going to find it. It is a shame, but it is okay. Un pullover, Arnaud Dassouza. Ouais, un pullover. Yeah, a pullover. I can't remember. I cannot remember. What else did I have on my list of stuff that I can talk about for you? I tell you what, if we go back in time, for some reason my phone didn't want to go back and find photos from the 25th of September. Because I don't have the new phone, and Apple were just like, oh, you're not going to buy the new phone? Well, we're going to make your old one not work anymore. Oh, thanks, Apple. Conspiracy theory that isn't actually true. September, 25th of September, 25 de septiembre. I had a couple of photos. Did I bollocks? Oh, it's just, I remember what it was. It was a photo of just before my show in Shanghai. I just thought it was a nice photo. It was just no one's in it, so it's nothing exciting. It's just a photo of the Shanghai skyline when I was there 3 years ago in 2017. 3 years ago, Paul. Are you good at math or what? 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years ago, Paul. Jesus Christ. Shanghai. Oh, Shanghai. Great show. last time. We didn't get on tour to Shanghai this time, unfortunately. Maybe next year for whatever show is coming next. So we shall see it. Do you know? So that was cool. Yeah, I was in Shanghai 6 years ago today with my lovely wife when we could travel together because we didn't have a child. So yeah, what else is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We've been going for an hour. Let's do it like 5 more minutes. Let's have some questions. Some proper questions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's open it up. Was it after the Julie Gaillet incident? Yes, it was. Shanghai was exactly after the Julie Gaillet incident because I think it was last week that I talked about was it last week that I did the take me back to the fucking time before? La 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 la. While I'm waiting for the questions, we're finishing this live in a few minutes. But we're going to carry on over on Patreon afterwards because I have an after party every week with the team at Patreon, the legends that support my work on patreon.com/Paul Taylor. If you don't know what Patreon is, then you should by now, because if you're following me, I talk about it every show. It's basically a platform where you can support people instead of, us getting or trying to have to not succumb, but try to lick the balls of TV executives and radio executives to get our work out there. We just do it by ourselves, and we have you guys finance it. So this is what I'm doing with this podcast. It is free to watch for an hour, and in the extra hour, we fuck the wall even harder. We go into the details. Because there's only about 30 of us, 20 or 30 of us, compared to the 200 of us. On there. And the way my Patreon works is you can buy me half pint, 1 pint, 3 pints, or 10 pints a month if you're an absolute legend. And you get access to not only the extra hour of this podcast every week. So that's 4 hours extra a month of content. But you've also got the behind the scenes of how we filmed my previous show, So British ou Presque. You get the after party of that show as well, where I did a question and answer and did some of the Easter eggs of that show, as well as all my previous happy hour lives with my guests. There's just so much content out there for the small price of half a pint of beer a month. I mean, half a pint of beer. I mean, that's more than what's in this bottle, to be honest. But that's it. So if you want to join me on Patreon in 5 minutes. But in the meantime, let's get some of the questions. Let's have a go. Blood, Ulvist. I already got a response from your staff, but I really hope you stop in the Maritimes. Next time you come to Canada, we speak Chiac here, and your comedy would fit right in. I don't know what Chiac is, and I don't know where the Maritimes are, but the answer is no. I won't be coming, unfortunately. Maritimes, Canada, because the schedule's just too tight, unfortunately. The Maritimes. Oh, is that the place where it's like Saint-Pierre and Miquelon? No, is that Newfoundland? I don't know where the Maritimes are. But we speak Chiac. I need to find out what Chiac is. It sounds like Chiasse, like that you've got Chiac language. Chiac is a patois of Acadian French spoken in southeastern New Brunswick, Canada. Nice. Is often characterized and distinguished from other Acadian forms of French by its borrowing from English. Nice. So it's a bit of franglais, a little bit. Nice. Mate, I'm going to do some more research about Chiac. Chiasse. That sounds amazing. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get there. No time. Where are we going? What are the questions? Oh, God, the questions, there's too many questions. Where are we? Oh, now. Are you going on holiday now you've finished touring? I've not finished touring, Red Becky. I'm just like 3/4 of the way through. We're in Portugal at the end of this week. Friday, Saturday, Faro, Lisbon. Tell everyone about it because no one is coming. Then the week after, I think we start the tour in France. Is it the week after? Yeah, we go to Yvetot. Then the week after that, we're in Geneva and Zurich. The week after that, we're in Madrid, Barcelona, Fréming-Merlebach, Luxembourg and Strasbourg. The week after that is a week off because it's the school holidays. I've got a couple of interviews. Then we've got Toulouse the week after that. Then the week after that is Canada for 2 weeks. Then the week after we get back from Canada, we've got Bordeaux, Lyon, Aix-en-Provence, Grenoble, Avignon, and Montpellier in the same week. Then the week after that is Clermont-Ferrand and Bayonne. The week after that is Monaco, Nantes, Rennes. The week after that is Liège, Brussels, and Lille. The week after that is Nancy. The week after that is Christmas. And then the week after that is Paris. So I definitely have not finished touring. And I'm definitely not going on holiday. So there we go. How many people do you employ to help you in your job as a comedian? Oh, it's a point of contention. Officially, I have two. Officially, I have my wife and my best friend, Adam, who are officially on my payroll. And then I basically employ a production company. Well, I split the costs. I split the profits with a production company who have five. I think there's five of them in the production. There's my producer, Fanny. Then there's Clara, Robin, Anthony, Cathy, and then Olivier, who's like part-time. So there's like six of them on that side. And that's just for the stand-up stuff. They're not all on me, though. The production team, the six others, they have a bunch of other comedians that they're also looking after. So I'm just one out of seven. But me, full-time... Oh, I forgot Florian Beaufreton, who's I don't employ him, but I pay him. He's a freelance editor / legend, so I freelance his legendary stuff to help me with this. So technically 3. There you go. Great question, Ines. You know what? We'll talk about it even more in the Patreon afterwards because I think it's a very good, important point for behind the scenes. Will you hang out after the Montreal show? Yes, but probably not at the venue. There's going to be 1,200 people. How many people are coming already? The room has 1,200 and capacity. And the people, how many have we got coming to the Montreal show? À Montréal, tabarnak, on a 846 à ce moment. There's 846 people coming. So I won't be able to hang out with 846 people. But we might be in a bar somewhere nearby afterwards. Because the next day is a day off. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's do... How long are we going? Oh, 1 hour... All right, 2 more questions. 2 more questions. Giotrevi, don't remember if you said this already, sorry. If we want to get you gifts and stuff, can we still deliver them to the studio in the 18th? You could. I'm not there anymore, but my producer is still there, so every time I go back, I can pick something up. So yeah, if you have something... I mean, you've already given me that beer capsule thing up here, of which I need to now add my 1664 capsule. But yeah, you can send it to that address. But I need to make another. Not yet. I will have a new address soon, but not yet. So you can send stuff to. Finally, Bridget Leonard, what are you doing for your birthday? My birthday is October the 11th. What am I doing? I will be in Geneva doing a show on the 11th of... I will be doing my own show on the 10th. Théâtre Le Mans. So if you're in Geneva, come and see the show. The next day, I will be doing a mixed bill show of a friend of mine called Nadim K, who hosts a show with multiple comedians. I'll be in Geneva for that on my birthday. And then we're going out and getting absolutely hammered on alcohol-free beer. So that is it. That is what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening to this episode of Fuck the Wall. I'll see you next Monday at 9 p.m. For another episode where we will debrief the shows in Portugal or not if they don't happen. Patreon, I'll see you in 5 minutes over on patreon.com/Paul Taylor. And everyone else, thank you. Keep the translations coming in. And love you guys. Thanks for being here. Come and see the show live. And that's it. Bisous, bye.